Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Richard, how you doing?
Pretty good.
What about you, Dice?
Good, bro.
Folks, last week we had a pretty good show, and we talked about Robert's Rules of Order. And so what I decided to do is I did my research so that I can find out. And the title of this show is Sliding the Ruler. And the reason why I said Sliding the Ruler is that it seems that we're going to say grading by the curve, or grading on a curve. And so when you slide the rule, instead of leaving the rule in place, you slide the rule. In other words, this group of individuals here get to go by one set of rule, while the individual here goes by a different set of rules. And what's really perplexing to me and disturbs me as a black man, Richard, is to watch people in 2021, black folk, do this to other black people. And folks, that's a travesty. That's really, really, really bad. And here we have people, Richard, that are unqualified to be in the position that they're in the first place.
Yeah.
You have more qualified people that were black folk. But our mayor got up and spoke about having the most qualified people in place. And the irony in all of this is that Hugh Smith, 26 years on the job, was replaced by someone that's supposed to have more qualifications, impeccable credentials, college degrees, master's degrees in engineering and all that. So, okay, I can accept that, Richard.
Yeah.
I can accept that. What I cannot accept is by the same breath, this same mayor, take Scott Siley, who is the last person that's been hired in community development. All those black folk there, 2 or 3 white folks that was there before him. And he give this job to Scott Siley, a white mayor GOP that does not have the experience, nor the credentials, nor the education, nor fit to build in the requirements. Richard, there's something wrong with that. It's disrespectful to the black community. It's telling our children it's sending the wrong message to everybody, Richard.
As long as you keep letting me train your children and your people, I will change the rule however I want it to fit me and my people, not you and your people.
That's right. That's very well said. And one of the things that I want to point out is that I didn't go to the city council meeting Tuesday. I tell you folks, it was packed. You could see it looking at the news, the different news meetings. Some folks took pictures and said it was packed with white folk. I got to say that, the white folks demonstrate to us how we supposed to be, Richard.
They always do that. We just don't pay close attention to it.
And because they stuck together.
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn about Chris Reed being a racist. They didn't give a damn about the black community who's majority black did not want him. They didn't care about any of those things. They done went from one way to the other. How they stick together, I admire that.
Yeah.
They as unqualified as he is, and Trent Posey. And Richard, did you know that Trent Posey put on this one guy? Lolo gonna call in, or Marie Franklin gonna call in and give the guy's name. Trent Posey put his credentials, what all he did, done as Parks and Rec director since he that. Folks, did you know that he spent money at Field Harden multiple times? Field Harden is not even owned by the city of Meridian, but that's where they go and play ball at. Everything that he put on there, it was not impressive to the citizens of Meridian. He put some kind of sprinkling system out at Lakeview Golf Course. Black folks don't know how to play golf. I'm just telling the truth. We don't play golf. What about children don't go play golf? They don't even teach it in school. So everything he did, folks, I want y'all to go to that page before they take it down and see everything he did for white folk. He didn't do it for the city of Meridian or the citizens in the city of Meridian. So basically what he did, trying to vindicate himself, was an indictment upon him, showing how he, again, is using our money we still taking care of Mammy's baby, folks, and we got to get out of that, Richard. Positions like you said you was going to do. How is it that, Jimmy, how can you sleep at night? How, man? Come on. How can you sleep at night? What's wrong with you white folk? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all tell us to obey the law. Y'all tell us to say the pledge allegiance to the flag and follow the Constitution and do all these things, and y'all stand together hook or crook. Y'all the same rascals that was hanging black folks, going to church on Sunday and hanging black folks on Sunday, cutting their balls off. Didn't care if it was a female, you cut her tits out. And took pictures of that after you left church on Sunday. You are descendants of them same folks, and you're manifesting that same type of behavior when you go and try to get Chris Reed. We don't want your ass. Man, get the fuck out of our city. You're not from here. You didn't go. We don't give a damn if you've been here 35 years. You've been here 35 years too long. Which is it, 35 years or 31 years? We don't care about none of that. You ain't talking to us. We don't want you. We done told your ass no. Now get the fuck up out of here. Take your goddamn thieving ass police officer with you. We know who they are. Y'all say y'all gonna quit. You can't quit fast enough. Now I'm fixing to tell the city council this is y'all broke the law. Not all of you did. 2 of you did. And I'm gonna tell you who broke the law. George Thomas, you broke the law. Ramonda Walker, you broke the law. George Thomas, you broke the law in that you allowed for her to change her vote after it had been put in place. You can't do that. You imagine the chaos that'll be created. So I got these codes of Mississippi here, so I want you to see them because I want you to be able to look them up. And they're the code of ordinance for the city of Meridian. So I got this. I want you to be able to look them up because you broke the law. Broke the law. Man, I'm kind of pissed off, Richard. I really am. I can't help it, man. You know, I got my little babies in there, you know. I got my daughter, her best friend up in there. Man, you know, this here pisses me off that they here locked down because they can't go outside for fear of getting shot. But they ain't got nowhere to go or nothing to do. But Trent Posey spent millions of dollars on white folks and didn't spend a dime on black. So we don't want your ass either. We done told you no. Now get the hell up out. We don't give a damn about all y'all white folk coming down there. You didn't see no black folks run. You know what really bothers me is that they expend so much energy in trying to do wrong. Instead of righting the wrong, they expend too much energy trying to do wrong. And to hurt people like me, like Lolo. Man, I got a friend that's going to court. I ain't going to even call his name because I don't want to call his name. Man, the system is so corrupt, folks. Let me tell you something. It is sad when people's in power use that power in order to promote their personal agenda as opposed to reading the law like I did, and I'm going to do again today. I read the law. I researched the law. It ain't me that's saying George Thomas broke the law and Ramonda Walker broke the law. The state of Mississippi saying that. State of Mississippi, Code of Mississippi, failure to perform any duty. That's 97-11-37. Failure to perform any duty. Now I'm going to read this to you. If any person being sheriff, clerk of any court, constable, assessor, or collector of taxes, or holding any county office whatever, or mayor, marshal, or constable, or any other office of any city, town, or village. That's inclusive there, am I right?
That's right.
It's inclusive of everybody. Shall knowingly or willfully fail, neglect, or refuse to perform any of the duties required by him or her, and I put or her in there, by law, or shall fail or refuse to keep any record required to be kept by law, or shall secret the name, or shall violate the duty in any respect, any. It said he shall, but I'm going to say he or she again. He or she shall, on conviction thereof, be fined not exceeding $1,000 or be imprisoned in the county jail not exceeding 6 months or both. Ramonda Walker, you and George Thomas, y'all broke the law. Now, I'm finna read, just showed it to you. See, so Richard, I'm not using this because I don't dislike George Thomas. I think he's been on the job too long. I think he's a brilliant man. I think he's showing all black folks, even though I ain't paying attention, how he stick up and hold up for his kind, hook or crook. Mm-hmm. They stand together. So I don't have anything personal against George Thomas, but the state of Mississippi got something against him because he just broke the law. And so did Ramonda Walker. Now I'm finna explain how they did that. Now this is the Code of Ordinance of Meridian, Mississippi. Again, I'm going to show it to you so you can go and look it up. This here is section 236, order of meeting. Okay, I'm going all the way down. They got the presiding officer, the call of the meeting to order, roll call, quorum, minutes. It's telling you exactly how everything needs to be done. And it says down here now, it says down here on H, this here is city ordinance. Robert's Rules of Order revised unless otherwise specified or unless changed by a specific provision of this division. The city council shall, that's mandatory, shall be governed in all matters of procedure by that compilation of rules or procedures known as Robert's Rules of Order revised. It says shall. Now you see where y'all broke the law at. Now again now, Code of Mississippi says that you cannot circumvent any laws, rules, or any part of your duty. Now I'm paraphrasing now. Now let me go back down here to Robert's Rules of Order again. First of all, I'm going to read the definition for public corruption. Public corruption involves a public official, whether domestic or foreign, as one party to a corrupt act. Whereas private corruption involves only individuals in the private sector. You understand the difference? Public corruption, when it involves one individual talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, folks, I have it right here. We're going to try our best to play it for you. Remember, Walker, I don't care what Meridian Star said. I don't give a damn how y'all think y'all listen. Clearly she said nay. I have it right here. I did the recording. I was up there with WTOK. I don't have a dog in this fight. And once you do, you cannot reconsider. So she was clever in saying correct the record. You can't correct a record a week later. If it's any kind of anything done, you got to stand up immediately and stay so. You got to do it immediately in those minutes right then and right there.
Yeah.
And you think the city attorney don't know this? Yes, he knew it. Whether or not George knew it or not.
They know it. They've been around long enough. They've seen these type of things go on for years. So they know the rules, regulation, and law. They just don't want to act on it.
And I'm going to say to you this to you, Councilwoman Walker. You did break the law. And if an ethics violation, they have online forms, folks, for anybody that want to. Anytime you have a public official break the law, they got to break state law, not city ordinance. You heard Tube Bell say, he said, bro, how you know that? I talked to him today, Tube Bell. That's how I know. Talk to him. Got to vote. Oh, I had a greased pig on my hand. I'll just tell you the truth. And what I mean by that, folks, is that they're there to prosecute anybody that break the law. But they ain't going to just waste their time.
No.
So they going to come at you. They said, well, if violating a city ordinance, it has to be a state statute. Well, I said, well, sir, I've already done my research. I said, Code of Mississippi 97-1137. I said, that's the law that they broke. That's failure to perform any duty. Any duty.
Yeah.
See, the duty is that they going to do a job for the city. The duty is that they violated the hell out of Roger's rule. They just threw it out of the window. And George Thomas being the council president, he's supposed to be like the marshal. He's supposed to be the expert of the rules. George, you've been there 30-some years. So you know, but what they're doing is taking advantage of the young council members that does not know. And they don't give a damn about you, Ramondo Walker. They don't give a damn about you, Joe Norwood Jr. They don't care anything about you, Dwayne Davis. Because if they did, they wouldn't have you break the law. And you're not doing it for the people, Ramondo. Now listen to me. How can you go to sleep at night? Look, I have a lot of respect for her daughter. Well, I lost respect for her. I'm just telling you the truth. I ain't going to lie about it. I'm just not going to lie. I lost respect for you, Miss Walker. I had attempted to befriend her. If I had and she had accepted, I would unfriend her. I'm just telling you the truth. Because here the thing of it is, she changed her vote to give a unqualified, uneducated, racist white man a job over a veteran police officer like Rita Jacks. Another black female says, I don't have no respect for you. What you did was a travesty. We didn't hire your ass for that. I know what they telling me. You know what they told me. They said that the church, Freedom Rock, Reverend LeBaron Hedgeman got into her head. How is you going to listen at a homemonger? Yeah, I said it. An adulterer having babies on his wife. That's what that church is all about. Why would you even want to be a member of a church like that? Jesus said, upon this rock I build my church. It ain't no building, it's you and your heart that's going to be judged. You didn't get that right, Miss Walker. You messed our community up. Now, you know what, Richard? What I like about now is we're more consolidated than we ever have been. Mm-hmm. But shit like this will make us divide again.
As long as they can keep you separated, you cannot think positive because your mind is going in two different directions. And they always will use this to control anyone, it doesn't matter who or color. They always use this to control the power of the people. And see, that's the worst thing that can be done is changing your power to do wrong and do evil.
And I'm going to tell y'all something else too that y'all don't know. What Percy Bland gave that church about $22,000. He didn't give it to no other church. That church, Percy's a member of that church. Jimmy Smith didn't go and talk to no other church, but he went and talked to that church before he was made mayor. See where the corruption, Jimmy Smith, it's got to be, I always looked up to you as being pretty smart. But you, man, you just got to be some kind of rascal now. Do you realize it's got to be something? Richard, what I look like going with you in a bank to rob a bank?
Don't look good.
Well, Jimmy, it doesn't look good for you to follow down the same damn rabbit hole Percy Bland down. The man is being investigated by the feds. I know I done called him a couple of times myself on his ass in his police administration. And Jimmy, here the thing over here, we can do better. What the hell is I got anything to do with we? I already done chose. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want that. I don't want him. What happened to we? What happened to we can do better? It's an E in team, just like it's an E in the W. We. But it damn sure ain't no I in team. And I as an individual, this is a community that is in dire strait and messed up. I'm tired of having to explain to my daughter, why is it that every time I go somewhere and I see people serving food, it's black folk? Why is it that every time I go somewhere and seeing beds being made up, it's black folk? Why is it that every time I go into a place of business, the smartest person in there is a black person, but the most ignorant person in there that's in charge is a white person? I'm tired of showing that shit to my daughter and my children. Shit, Jimmy, your family grown. But you ain't doing right to this community. It ain't right. Rita Jackson should be the chief of police. You black folks want to do something. If petitions ain't nothing if you go to change.org. But go into the city Meridian and make somebody listen. It ain't nobody more qualified than her, Richard.
That's true.
Who's more qualified than Rita Jackson?
I hadn't seen him heard anyone.
Who's more qualified than Chris Scott? Not any of them white folks or lieutenants that y'all done gave that rank to. And if the Civil Service Board don't start, man, y'all need to investigate all these hires and all these people got all this rank and getting this money. If they're not qualified to be in no position, they don't have the education or the expertise, y'all need to terminate their ass. Jimmy Smith don't care nothing about lawsuits. Van got one for being discriminated against. A white, uneducated white man fired him. I'm talking about retired military police from the military. And then been at the police department longer than all them other folks. And then fired him because he filed a lawsuit. Jimmy, you got this. I don't even expect them. I'm going to be serving mine pretty soon too, Bell. Because I don't expect Jimmy Smith is uncaring. He's insensitive to the needs of this community. And he don't give a damn about black folks. I don't understand this at all. He ain't no lighter skinned than Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass' daddy was a slave owner, slave master, and let him be free. Mm-hmm. But that man fought for all his life about bringing up. He said the 4th of July is yours, not mine. Mm-hmm. He said, you took this country from your oppressor. But how can you celebrate and want me to come in and speak at it, and you got my folks out there in chains? You beating them, you mutilating them, you snatching babies out of mammy's arm. Jimmy, you doing something similar to that right now. We're creating a situation where it's okay for them and it's not okay for us. You got to be some kind of rascal to just blatantly blatantly put an unqualified white person in a position when you got Dr. Stephen Red. You hear that too bad? Dr. Stephen Red, who is the Assistant Community Development Director. He's the assistant. He was hired on in that position. How you gonna take it? It's just like it's like, man, I don't even understand that at all. I can't understand that.
Money and power. Money and power. It's always money and power.
It's about chaos. Miss Walker, you need to resign. I'm just gonna tell you that. We really do not need, if you can't be better, now we can just say this is a misstep. Now you saw how I roasted Dwayne Davis, but I'm giving him kudos now because he's doing a good job. But Miss Walker, we don't need you. You need to listen to George Thomas at 4-1. You the weakness in this thing. And we don't need you to come back and that don't even make no sense. You got Randall Jennings. You know damn well Trent Posey is not more qualified than Randall Jennings. Not even better than TC, Thomas Charles. Trent Posey is not more qualified than him. This man got a master's degree in education. Trent Posey got his in computer science, and he's looking out for his kind. They can't revisit this. They can't bring it up in anything. To do so will break the law. Let me read something else to you folks, too. This here is on Article 3, voting under Robert's Rules of Order. This is Section 47, votes that are null and void, even if unanimous. Y'all excuse that. Y'all can see that here. Let me see, can I show it to you? Let me get it here. There it is. Y'all probably can see this. I wanted y'all to see that. So I'm going to read it to you now. No motion is in order that conflicts with the laws of the nation or state. What they did conflicted with the laws. It was a violation of Robert's Rules of Order, and it conflict with the laws of this state. Because there's been some kind of somebody talking, and then to come back, you can't change the rules. Once it's voted down, it's voted down. It said votes that are null and void. I'm going to start over again. No motion is in order that conflict with the laws of the nation or state or with the assembly's constitution or bylaws. If such a motion is adopted, even by a unanimous vote, it is null and void. Right here, folks. Robert's Rules and Order. What they did Tuesday is null and void. If the vote stands at 4-1, George know that. So George, if I don't do one thing, I promise you, I'm gonna stay at task on this. And look, now, any of you out there want to write up an ethics complaint against you can go online to the Mississippi Ethics Commission, and they have the forms online. You can fill them out. But I would like for us to consolidate. Now, I done said what I done said. Now, I'm finna say what it is. I would like for us to stay strong. A couple of things. I seen the video of Miss Walker's daughter. Miss Walker had one type of personality type on the day of the vote. Had a different personality when she came back and changed the vote. Can't change the vote, folks. Once it's in, it's in there. And you know the ironing all this, how disrespectful they are to the black community, is that even though I pointed out to them that they could not do it, she didn't say a motion for reconsideration. She said that I like to correct you can't correct no record. I look all through Robert's Rules of Order. Ain't no about correcting no record. But anything you do, you got to do it on that day, like reconsideration. Once it's adjourned, that's it. You can't go back and change minutes. If you could go back and change minutes, do you realize how illegal that is? Even if Miss Joanne is doing her duty and everything, but she kind of like breaking the law too. That's the clerk. Because she know it, and then George went through there, and folks, I got it right here. It's 6 minutes into a 9-minute video that I have. I have several videos. I have it right here. I'm going to see can I play it for you guys so y'all can see that Miss Walker lied. She did not say, yay. I don't care what you think you heard. You ain't heard. So I'm gonna play it because I want you guys to hear it. Not saying anything, but why would you go from one profession to another and do something requiring circumstance? You have that opportunity to do And folks, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of like go ahead just a little bit. And I think that y'all bear with me. Folks, what I'm going to do, I'm finna play a different video. I think I played the wrong video for you, but I got it on, and what I like about it is you're going to be able to hear it. But anyway, Richard, say something to the people while I look for the dice. I think what I did is I took it off. You know, when we sent it.
A lot of time the power for the people is not being exercised in the truth. We are misled with our leaders that know better, but they don't want you to know what's going on. I've seen this type of action for many years here in Meridian and Nebraska. When you find out what the truth is, and when you have people that bring you the truth, they do research to help you as a community to better yourself within your own family. These people are concerned about you and your family, but you don't even pay close attention to what they're telling you. Why? You've been tricked for so long, you believe the lies instead of the truth. And then when someone gets mad about the truth, you're telling them, I don't care how you treat me. You can treat me any kind of way you want, and I will accept it. That's not right. It's foolish. It's foolish to continue accepting things that's not true.
That is so true. Folks, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and when I come back, I'm going to try to locate this file. Dice seemed like I done deleted it, but anyway, we're going to play it for you here. Dice, take us to break. Folks, what we did is we moved that video, and we weren't able to find it, but we are going to find it. We're going to play it here, and here's what I want to say to Miss Walker. Do we really have to go to these kind of extremes just to show all this other stuff is true? I hate to really just play this video, but it needs to be done because you hear so many people saying so many things. But you can see that my video is just clear. I mean, it is clear, and you can see it clearly, Richard. And it's so quick that when people get in political office, they forget the people. But I want to say this to Mrs. Taisha Bell Lindsay, is that we want to thank you for sticking to your guns. We want to thank you for showing strong leadership. I want to thank you, Dwayne Davis, for showing strong leadership. I want to thank you also, Joe Norwood Jr., for showing strong leadership. And also, I want to just say this to George Thomas, man, that I want to thank you for being the perfect epitome of how we should be in our community. I mean, stand by your kind no matter what, no matter how corrupt. Every single time he voted for his kind. We got some problems with Mayor Smith. I'm going to tell you that right now. Unless he do a complete turnaround, Jimmy, history is not going to be kind to you. I'm telling you it's not. Now, I'm told this now, is that the feds is investigating, getting ready to come down on Percy. I don't know. But Jimmy, do you really want to find out whether or not this is true? Do you realize how afraid you would be if you done made a deal with LeBaron Hedgeman to give him another $20,000? I ain't saying this true, Richard, but something's going on. Something's going on. LeBaron Hedgeman was not at the first meeting, but he was at the one Tuesday. In my opinion, he was there to basically pressure Miss Walker. Man, how can you call yourself a minister? You think, Richard, I'm telling you the truth. He got some woman pregnant, dating some other woman, and his wife said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm still going to stand by him. Said it in church. Everybody in the church should have left. Wow, man. And then Percy gave them $20,000. Now, I'm going to tell you something else, too, Richard. Now, Miss Walker's son was involved in the shooting that was at Shell Station in about 2019, where a person got killed. Now, he's a convicted felon. In my opinion, it's very well possible that Chris Reed went to her and threatened her. We got it on video where your son had it. Now, if they can take and arrest me for a gun that wasn't in my possession, and I have a partner, imagine what they could do to him. See, you got two sets of law. You got one set of law for some folks, you got a different set of law for another folks, and you got a different set of law for some other folks. And this is bad.
These kind of tricks have always played a parent. They will threaten your son some kind of way or your daughter some kind of way to make the parent do what they want them to do. This is up in Washington, D.C., real strong. It'll make people change their votes, make them change their ideas. Why? They're threatening their children to put them away. So before I will lose my son or my daughter, I will do what you want me to. This is games. Big games have always been done this way.
And that's bad, people. I tell you, I seen a movie too I like to recommend you guys to watch, Best of Enemies. I think that I watch a lot of movies dealing with history and things that happen and past things. And I got to say this about people being in power for the wrong reason. And it's so easy to do right. You know that, Richard? And you can go to sleep at night. Man, I'm just shaking my head. I'm almost like just embarrassed to say I'm from the city of Meridian, the father of Jim Crow, Lauderdale County, Meridian, Mississippi. First race riot, Lauderdale County, Meridian, Mississippi. You know, Jim Crow started Lauderdale County, state of Mississippi, everything. The first town or city to be burnt down after Reconstruction, Lauderdale County, Mississippi. Downtown Meridian, the black communities were burnt down. And guess what? It was the ministers, the sheriff at that particular time, folks, went to the ministers, all of them, of the black churches, and told the ministers to collect the weapons from black folk. And they did. That's sad, Richard.
It's real sad.
And it caused a lot of blacks to get killed. They buried up there in Lemoore, I think it's McLemore,
I know.
cemetery up there, along with the people from Yellow Fever. See what they did? Y'all don't see it. You see that too, Val? McLemore Cemetery is a black cemetery. When Yellow Fever hit Lauderdale County, Mississippi, black folks was more immune to it than, and they would go in and treat people with yellow fever, and they didn't even bury the folks that had yellow fever in their graveyard. They buried it in the black graveyard, McLemore Cemetery. See the racism?
Yeah.
And then it was black folks that did the burial. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's sad when all these kind of things, and we gonna, Dice, open up the phone lines so we can open up these phone lines and everything. You know, I was thinking that when I filed charges against Ken Barney Houston, when I filed charges against Dwayne Davis for not being a Democrat, I'm kind of glad Dwayne prevailed. I am. And I really didn't push it with Dwayne, but really who I was really going after was Percy Bland. And Jimmy Smith became upset when Ted asked him would he said, I dare you ask me that question. Would he support other Democratic candidates? Jimmy Smith refused to say that. And at that particular time, had I been the chairman of the Democratic Party, I would have removed him from the ticket immediately. He would have had to go to court to get on it. I would have taken anyone that had done things to not anybody that violated any of the constitutional bylaws of the Democratic Party. I would not have certified them as a Democrat. Had we done that, we wouldn't be going through what we're going through now. Mm-hmm. Because if Jimmy Smith ran as who he truly is, a Republican, he wouldn't be mayor of this city right now. If Percy Bland ran who he truly is, a Republican, he wouldn't be mayor of this city. These are the kind of Negroes, and they always had them, that didn't care about anything but money and their own best interest. And until we get more of a community ourselves, we're going to continue to have... Dice, did you open up those phone lines? I did. We're going to continue. Folks, calling in. You know the number. The number is whatever it is, Dice. It's, I just flashed it. Yeah, he just flashed it up there.
So much on your mind, a lot of time you forget little important things.
Well, I had a friend of mine to tell me that he got to go to court Friday, and that disturbed me, and I don't want to call a friend name because these people are extremely dangerous. Okay, caller. Caller, you on the podcast with Richard and Eddie.
What up, Mr. Hope?
What's up, Blow? What up?
Man, let me tell you about this ignorant ass female that goes by the name Sydney Child Covington. Now, over a month ago, a lady posted a picture of those neglected horses, those two mountain horses that Marine Police Department have that they got during the campaigning season to appeal to the Republican Party. That was only politicking when they got them Clydesdale horses.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me tell you something. I don't know if you know much about livestock, but it will cost a little bit over $2,000 a month to take care of them two horses. Now, you will be out more money taking care of those two expensive horses than it would cost for an inmate to sit in jail a month. Now, that was ridiculous. So they neglected the horse. Words on the street is MPD owed vet fees. So a vet bill. So they stopped providing medical care to the horses. And so I was told that the horses was out there at Chris Reed place out there in Clarkdale. And he brought the horse and put it at the Ag Center. Well, the horse neglected, real cage showing and shit. They have no feed. They have no water. They have nothing.
I saw those
pictures. You can see the
pictures.
horse's bone.
Yeah.
So a lady just so happened to go out there, and she saw the horses and taking pictures and put them on Facebook. Now, mind you now, the horse's real cage was showing during the state game opening. The rib was showing then. So the lady was talking about it on Facebook, and she got in a lot of coming up on the damn horse or whatnot. So all of a sudden today, that slut bucket, Sydney Child Covington, made a post saying she went down there and talked to Jimmy Smith, and she got a friend to rescue the horses, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. She was actually trying to get favor for Jimmy Smith. She wasn't concerned about them damn horses.
That's
Those
right.
horses real case been showing. The lady over a month ago posted a picture of the horses. Now check this out. She want to blame the goddamn council because Marine Police Department neglected the goddamn horses. Wasn't even feeding the horses. And then the bitch even lied and said the two horse riders, McKenzie and McNeese, those two officers, she said they quit because Chris Reed didn't get confirmed in. The bitch told a motherfucking lie. Ty McKenzie and Officer McNeese is still working for MPD. I showed someone the roster today. McNeese is now a motorcycle officer. He was a motorcycle officer when he's supposed to have been a goddamn horse rider. If they have been taking care of them damn horses, they bone the real won't be showing like that. But the bitch continue on lying saying that the officer quit after Chris Reed didn't get confirmed in with both of the officers at the city council meeting on Tuesday. Both of them was there. That's all that damn female do is tell fucking lies. She tell lies all the time.
It's inhumane anyway. It's against the law. So here you got the city of Meridian breaking state law because it's inhumane. Inhumane treatment of animals is a felony. And so somebody should be charged with a felony. Even if it's at the Ag Center, they supposed to manage it or either not have it there. But either way, see, that's what
the horse just caked up in one spot, wasn't even being exercised. Man, it take about $2,000 a month to take care of them horses.
Yeah.
About $2,000.
Yeah, and then they have to have a trainer that'll walk
Imagine
the
how many roads you can pave. Imagine these damn officers that being underpaid. Imagine what a bigger raise they can get. They'll rather take it and spend it on the damn horses, but apparently they ain't been spending shit on the horses because the damn horses' real cage is showing. Now check this out. You spoke of George Thomas. I can't stand that old rank-of-fame bastard. He rude as fuck. He always talking rude, even though what Ramona Walker done Tuesday was fucking wrong. It was fucked up. But he always talking rude to the female council. But he don't talk rude like that to the Joe Norwood and Dwayne Davis. I'm going to tell you something. I love me some Councilman Norwood. He's smooth as fuck. He ain't for all that damn talking.
That's right.
He about handling business. I like city council. Well, I like your daddy too, but I like Councilman Norwood. He's smooth as fuck.
We're going to make him the governor of the state, huh? We can make him the governor of the state, don't you think so? Wouldn't that be a great thing? Him being the governor and Dwayne Davis being the lieutenant governor.
All about business. Well, let me tell you this. I remember Dwayne Davis saying that Ed Skipper saying he won't take no less than $100,000 a year. But how about Ed Skipper is working for the city of Meridian part-time? I was told he was doing the audit. Just in April this year, the council voted for the Brazil independent outsider auditor to come in and audit the city. Well, what about Ed Skipper been there? He on the city payroll. I thought he wasn't going to take less than $100,000 a year.
He probably making a
He
lot
been
of
pulling
money
up
doing
every
that.
goddamn morning now. Every motherfucking morning.
Yeah, but I hope he finds
Let me tell you something else too, Ed Ho. Let me tell you something else. For the people that listen in to this podcast that live in District 2, I know if you stay in the Tumasuma area, you should look at that Tumasuma baseball field. Hey, Ed Ho, how about Raymond Newell voted against the contract? You know, that baseball field, they were contracting that baseball field out. The Lauderdale County was responsible for the upkeep of that baseball field. How about Raymond Newell refused to renew the contract? Now the grass all grown up around it and everything. But see, that's what happened when they didn't want to vote for a real sister like me. They'd rather vote for a conservative Republican. They don't give a shit about them other than giving them some goddamn collard green, watermelon, corn, and okra and shit. And they'll go and vote for it. That's all it takes. One bunch of green.
That grass growing up, maybe got some
okra,
watermelon growing up in it too.
Three goddamn corn.
Yeah.
And they eat that shit. The acid in their stomach, break that shit down, they shit it out, and they be back goddamn hungry again. Meanwhile, this motherfucker fucking all over their ass. He paving the goddamn white folks community and throwing the black folk gravel.
Yeah.
Gravel and deer meat. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. But thanks,
That's
Lo.
ridiculous.
Anything else we need to know?
Say that again?
I said anything else we need to know that we don't know about?
Hey, take this out, though. You heard what I said at the council meeting on Tuesday, right?
Right.
I said, I don't know who got that damn battery in Jimmy Smith back. He ain't got no agenda. Whoever giving him order is the one with the agenda.
Well, I'm glad that we have.
Be very careful when they voting on that claim docket, because they subject to slide in some bullshit. And trust me, Grace, they think ain't nobody paying attention. I'm paying attention. I'm gonna see who he gonna bring up for the police chief. It's not gonna be Rita Jack. It's not gonna be Rita Jack. I don't know what his problem is with her, but it's not gonna be Rita Jack.
That's sad. That's real sad.
He's still out there at Bonita Lake Precinct now. A full-fledged lieutenant. Over, 25 years with the city of Marie. And they treating her like that. That's crazy, Grace.
I know it.
And then, if we talking about qualification, Chris Reed ain't got no damn college degree.
That's right.
I was told he had a GED.
I saw it with my own
eyes.
eyes.
Right quick, Grace. Last year when he been confirmed to end as a failure-ass, corrupted-ass police chief on October the 20th, he stood before them council and told them council he got a vested interest in Marina Lauderdale County, said he made this his home 31 years. On Tuesday, he made a post claiming he been here for 35 years. 35 years. But October, when he been confirmed in, he said he's been here for 31 years, and he said, I'm only 36 years old. The motherfucker is 50. But he lied to the council and said that he was 36 years old.
Yeah. Thanks, Lo. Appreciate you calling in.
All right.
Dice, you ready to read those comments? Could you get it going, Dice?
Thanks, I'm going to let you look at it. I got it.
All right. You got it? Okay.
Let you look at it. Check it out.
Yeah, I don't see it.
All right.
Which one I press?
I don't know. We skip it.
I want to play it. I got it.
Is that it? Let's see if that's it.
Go ahead. Read them comments.
Okay, let's see here. We got Tony Lindsay is in the house.
What up, Tony?
Tony.
That's Miss Tybell Lindsay's husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fred Welch says, good evening, good people.
Good evening.
What up, Fred?
So Fred. Annie Gordon says, watching from Sacramento, California.
Well,
keep enlightening the people of Meridian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tristan B. Hampton says, good evening.
What's
y'all.
up, Tristan?
So Miss Hampton. Jim Myers says, tuned in a little late. Am sharing your broadcast.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. Ellen Franklin says, good evening, peeps.
What's up, Marie?
So Ms. Franklin. Emory Howe says, separation of church and state don't exist in the South.
It should. But she's right.
Okay. Tristan B. Hampton says, that's true, Emory. Religion and politics is so deeply intertwined here, and the irony is it's to our detriment. Very true.
That's right.
Let me go down a little bit. Chandra Lynch says, hello, everyone.
What's up, Chandra?
And Emery House says, the way George spoke to inspire and some of the council was unacceptable. We got to stand up for our citizens when that happens. He can be president and quote unquote keep order without being rude and yelling.
That's right.
All right. Lisa says, Chris Reed needs to be the public relations officer at the department. That's what he does anyway, taking pictures, doing speeches, etc.
He don't need to be nothing yet, it's it.
Okay.
Yeah, he don't need to be nothing with the city. He need to be gone.
A little sarcasm.
Yeah.
Jim Myrick says, dang, you just put a song in my head with smiling faces. Okay. All right, glad you liked it. Way to go, Dice. Okay, appreciate it. Jim Myrick also says, go down a little bit, people.
And the Dice Man is a genius, folks. The Dice Man pulled it up, so we're going to be playing that video. We're going to solve all that about I said yes, and I tried to say no, and I heard yes. And but we finna show her mouth, and we finna show it to you right now.
You
Okay, I can hear.
show it now? Okay.
I think, anyway, read some more comments. I got to go back. I think I started a little too far. Go ahead, read some more comments.
Okay. All right. So let me find my place, people. Give me 1 second. Okay. Jim Myrick says somebody got to Miss Walker. Joanne Holt says, hey guys, just checking in. And Tony Owens says, great show.
We're gonna start again.
All opposed, nay. Let's go down the line here, because I can't see the clock. Ms. Lindsay? Nay. Walker? Nay. Mr. Norwood? Nay. Mr. Davis? Nay. Michael Short? Defeated 4-1. Next, move to Chris Reed, Police Chief. Need a nomination. I nominate.
Y'all pay
We have
attention.
a second.
I second that nomination.
Any discussion? No discussion, you ready to vote? Let's start down with Ms. Lindsay again. Yea or nay?
Nay.
Walker? Mr. Norwood? Mr. Davis? No. So it's 4-1 defeated.
So, folks, y'all not only heard it, you seen it here, but here the thing of it is, if Miss Walker had thought that she said the wrong thing, she would have immediately stood up then and said, hey, I didn't do no. I said nay, but you clearly say, I'm there with the media. So she clearly said yay. So now she done lied to the council. And not only that, again, she done broke state law. And this is the kind of thing the Ethics Commission want. And you know, Miss Walker defend, she don't know, but she still, if Miss Walker, you shouldn't have ran for this job if you wasn't going to do it for the people and do it what's right. You gotta listen to the people, not to damn Jimmy Smith and damn LeBaron Hedgeman. You cannot, because they're corrupt. How I know Jimmy Smith corrupt? Look what he doing.
Yeah. Anytime you see people constantly putting their friends in position, what I mean by friends, the people that runs this city, who have always ran this city, is people with money and power, and they put their people in position, their friends, their family in position to keep control of this city, to keep the people poor and broke and under control.
That's right. And if it was any kind of anything, they have to do it right then. Once that meeting adjourned, man, this thing's stone. And you can't just imagine. We can go back and change out some things, and we can go and we can change it. We can change votes like that, but it's set in stone. So clearly the law was broken. Clearly George Thomas broke the law. If I would do anything, I would show press charges against George Thomas, and it shows that there's some kind of people talking behind the line, behind closed doors and twisting arms. Man, you guys got to be strong like Joe Norwood Jr., Dwayne Davis, and Miss Lindsay. Miss Walker, you showed intestinal fortitude, and then you relented some kind of way. Obviously, somebody got to you. I mean, and then if you and how I'm able to say that with confidence, Richard. Chris Reed is not the most qualified person.
That's true.
So if she was fighting for a qualified person, regardless of color, I can say, yeah, she made a mistake. But you gonna tell me you made a mistake in giving us an ignorant, uneducated, racist person that's probably threatening to put your son in jail for a felon with a handgun? Oh, you should have had him arrested when he came and said something to you. Dice, read the comments.
Okay. All right, we had, last but not least, Lord says, peace to the chat and the state of Mississippi.
Well, we sure need peace. I want to say hello to Tony and then also to Fred. And then, I want to wish Fred good luck. He go to court Thursday. And this is just unusual. Fred is out on bond, and it's I'm not going to say a lot about it, but what's unusual in this is that Fred filed a lawsuit against his attorney for forging his name. Mm-hmm. It's obvious that he did it. He filed a bar complaint against the guy, and the guy in turn lied to the bar and said that they was in the courthouse, and then, of course, then the sheriff of Kempton County would not give Fred videos and things. Fred kind of like been going through it. And so the ADA, not the ADA that's been dealing with his case, they play games. You got about 3 or 4 ADAs, but ADA's assistant district attorney filed a motion for his bond to be revoked. And the reason, too, Bell, wasn't that Fred picked up new criminal charges or anything, saying that his case is lasting too long. Man, this is what concerns me, is that they're using rule, if y'all look up Mississippi Rules of Criminal Procedure, you have Rule 8.4 and 8.6. This is what they're using. And what it says is that they also, if you got on bond and they got special instructions for you,
Yeah.
they give you those special instructions right then and there. And so what's the irony in all of this is that Fred been going to court back and forth for almost 4 years or over 4 years. This case happened in 2017. And so he been going to court that long, consistently, folks, even during COVID, and the ADA is trying to lock him up, pull his bond.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to say a lot about it, but I just want to say this to he got a real good lawyer now.
Yeah.
He got Joseph Denson. Joseph Denson, he gonna work on the 13th hour. I know that. And so, you know, I heard, man, they were planning on locking him up. You know, they done gave him to October to get him an attorney. Then they write a thing to violate him for not having an attorney.
Yeah. So
it get back to us that they was planning on locking him up. See, Fred got a big family.
Yeah.
He got a real big family. But anyway, let's take this call here. And good luck to you, Fred. Caller, you on the podcast.
How you doing, Mr. Eddie Gray Host? This is Jim Murray. This is Jim Murray calling in for the first time.
Well, Jim, thank you for calling in.
Remember something?
Huh?
Can you help me remember something?
I will try.
Well, all those police chiefs that they tried to get their job with, then the city council put all of them through a vetting process before they would start to vote them in up and down as to whether they got the job.
They supposed to take them through a vetting process, and that's what this city council did this time. They did not do that with Coleman. They did not. They did not do that with Chris Reed. They just appointed him. Coleman came with some credentials, but never done this job before. The last 3 police chiefs that we've had with the city of Meridian have not been qualified to be in that position, including the current interim police chief, Patrick Gale. Should not be there. And there's something wrong with a mayor that would take somebody and just keep overlooking Rita Jackson. If you want her to move, Jimmy, she don't mind moving. No, I just kidding. She shouldn't have to move. I ain't never been nowhere where if you're educated, you don't get rewarded for being educated.
Well, you got a lot of folks down there, especially with the police department, that would move heaven and earth just to get Rita Jack out of the way.
And why is that? When you say out, oh yeah, that's right. You're right. He's right about that. You're right about that, Jim, because she's gonna do the right. She's gonna come in there. They can't sell that dope no more. They can't keep that money. They can't keep using drugs themselves. They can't keep making deals with the dope boys. They can't arresting folks such as like myself and Lolo with trumped up charges because they don't like us. And then that's what concerns me about Fred Welch. Who is it that don't like him? Is it because I consider him a friend? Either way, we shouldn't use the law like that until Mississippi stop using the law for personal vendetta. Mississippi will continue to be a backward, bottom, we're going to say a stressed out state because of all those things.
And I could put the fault on the previous city council for voting in Chris Reed straight up and down without going through the vetting process. And the only person who was against that was Weston Lindman.
That's right. That's right. You're sure right. Well, Jim, it's good to hear your voice, and you make this. Don't let this be the last time you calling in. And thank you for those comments, and you're so correct.
I try to be calm as I can be, but sometimes I just want to get jacked up and leave the house and go on down. Sometimes I just wish I can go up and down 8th Street right in front of the police department. You remember the old show, The Rat Patrol?
That's right.
I would like to have one of those Jeeps with that machine gun on the back.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you for calling in, Jim.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Any more comments? Anything you want to say, Richard?
What I would like to say is this. When you got people that know the rules and regulations and law, and they try to get you to understand the truth about what's going on in your town, these people are trying to help you come out of this slave attitude. This slave attitude of control. This slave attitude of I do what I want to do to you. I own you. This is what the problem is. People that thinks this way will never do what's right.
Yeah, and I want to say this to Miss Walker. It might seem like that I'm hard on you. It might seem like that I got something against you. No, I do not. But this is my city, and I want my city to be okay. And reason why Fannie Mae Johnson is not here anymore, Tyrone Johnson, and even Kim Barney Houston is because they gave us a lot of the things that you're trying to give us now. We're not going to accept that. We're going to take this caller. You on the podcast, caller?
Hey, Mr. Ho, I decided to call you back. I was listening to when you played the audio of the council voting against the incompetent, failure, corrupted ass former police chief Chris Reed. You said Ramona said yay. No, she said nay.
No, she said nay.
Against this confirmation.
Yeah, she did.
And let me say this. I just heard Jim Myrick called in. The only officer that will probably have a problem with Lieutenant Rita Jack becoming the chief, they corrupted anyway. It would be people like Howard Cole, William Brunel, Dustin Colston. It would be that little bracket right there, that little clique that was a close friend with Chris Reed. And those type of people right there, if Rita Jack become the chief of police, which I don't believe she would up under Jimmy Smith leadership, because he don't want somebody that inspiring. He wants somebody that the people that pointing finger at him, giving him order, he wants somebody that those people can control. They want somebody dirty and corrupted in that position. They don't want somebody going to do the job. So those two people I just named out, if they going to quit if Rita Jack become the chief, that would be wonderful. Maybe we can bring in decent officers. Since Chris Reed been gone, Robert Walker done came back. And there's no telling how many other officers come back. On last night on the news, Rochester Anderson was on there talking about within the last 3 weeks, the young juvenile domestic cases done fare out of control, done increase. That's a damn lie. It's been like that. What they trying to do, they trying to make it seem like shit getting out of hand since Chris Reed gone. He the reason why shit was out of hand, going out here arresting people that was innocent. And then they had to pay someone like Attorney Joseph Denson that's in your chat room, had to pay him for representation, had to pay someone like Pamela Chapman, a bondsman, to bond out of jail. And then when they go to court, the shit is dismissed. Meanwhile, they out $1,000 on a bogus ass charge of reputation been ruined, character been ruined, name been slandered all over the media.
That's right.
Several people were done that way up on the Chris Reed watch.
And Rochester Anderson is also one of those individuals that does not need a job with the Meridian Police Department. And Jimmy Smith, if this all you was going to do, you need to go ahead on and resign too. Because if you're behind all this stuff, and I'm going to tell you, Miss Walker, you need to, and thank you, Lord, for calling in. Miss Walker, you need to tell it. If somebody came to you and got you to threaten you with putting your son in jail, or somebody came to you and offered you money, then as a city official, then you ain't got a bright future in this city if this is what you're going to be, because this is what we've been getting all the time. We want the new blood. We want the Dwayne Davis. We want the Joe Norwood, smooth as glass. We want the Joe Norwood Jr. We want the Tybell Lindsay. That's what we want. We want you too, Miss Walker. But we don't want you political correct, because right now political correctness is not going to take us where we need to go. I want to thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys next Thursday.